Did you know that you can actually use your credit card to pay down your mortgage faster in Australia? I'm going to show you exactly how in this video. Hey guys, my name's Ravi Sharma and I'm the founder and buyer's agent here at Search Property. Thank you so much for joining me on yet another episode of Search Property TV. If you're new here, smash that subscribe button. It's the big red button that appears on your phone. If you haven't done it already, I'm not sure what you're waiting for. On this channel, I'm talking about passive income, financial literacy, financial independence, and real estate. Now guys, in this video, I'm going to describe to you how you can use your credit card, something that we've been taught not to use, and how we can actually use that to our advantage to pay down our mortgage faster. Now, a lot of people in America actually talk about it on YouTube, and I've had so many requests from you guys to actually make this video about, hey Ravi, what's your credit card strategy? How do you use it with Australian real estate and Australian mortgages? So in this video, I'm going to discuss that. It is slightly different to how they do it in America, but I think I figured out a good system that works for me at least, and I know that it definitely can help you actually fast track you paying down your loan if you wanted to do that. So keep watching. Now I guess, look, let's address the elephant in the room, which is that credit cards are bad debt, Ravi. Why should I have a credit card? Now that's true. Bad debt, it's not producing any income for you. It's a liability. However, we do have credit cards, and if you know how to use them, you can actually generate a lot of wealth even through that debt. So imagine using really productive debt, like taking out mortgages against, an investment property. Imagine what you're able to do with that if I'm able to actually use liability and bad debt and actually use that to my advantage. So if you are looking at investing for the first time in Australia or buying your first property, there's a link in the description below for Confusion to Clarity. It's an online course about Australian real estate. If you're interested in that, I highly recommend you go and enroll yourself. This is a course that I've developed over the years, put it all together in 3 hours of exclusive content across 4 modules. You will definitely not regret that purchase. Definitely go check out the link after this video. Now, yes, credit cards are bad debt. You should stay away from them. And of course, this is not financial advice, but it's purely logic. Don't buy dumb shit you can't afford. It's simple as that, right? And I know I joke around about this at some times, but the fact is that if you're spending money you don't have for something that actually doesn't bring you any sort of value, you're gonna find yourself in a bit of a whirlwind straight to the bottom, and you're gonna stay there for a really long time. You're gonna have debt that accumulates with more debt, and it's high interest debt on absolute garbage. So don't spend money you don't have, and really understand the financial system we have in Australia. What you can do and what you can take advantage of here in Australia is really going to blow your mind when you go across all my videos on here on YouTube. But it's the fact that we have such an advantage where we aren't unfortunate like most other countries where, they've got governments that are corrupt and that they keep printing money and devaluing their currency. Yes, we're printing money, but we're only doing that during a time where we've had a pandemic and a recession. Some companies out there are going through hyperinflation right now, and they've been going through that for the last few years. We need to take advantage of what we have at play. Now, of course, there's differences in your situation, differences in our country versus, what you can do in America and generate wealth there. The thing is, who cares? We're here now, right? So let's take advantage of what we have here at play. And one of those things is actually using your credit card and using that as part of a strategy. Now, before I continue, this is actually the exact strategy that I use for my loans as well. So you might take a few points away from here. And if you are interested in a few more tips around how to pay down your mortgage faster, I've actually got another video that I'll link in the description below, and you should see a card pop up here at some point. But let's kick into it. So let's say you've got a house, right? And you purchase that house with a loan. Okay, there's something they offer with the loan, which is an offset account. Now, for those who don't understand what an offset account is, it's basically a savings account that sits there, right? And it's linked with your home loan. So this here, right, this offset account here determines how much the bank is actually going to charge you on interest, which they calculate daily. So let's say, for instance, you've got a loan here, right? And the loan is, say, $500,000. Now, you've got an offset account, which is your savings account, but now it's just offset and it's linked to this home loan. So let's call it the savings account. And you have, let's say, $50,000 in this account. Now, if this was just a normal savings account, the bank, in their eyes, they see this and they say, okay, well, that's your loan. Because this isn't linked with this, they're just gonna go, we're gonna charge you interest every single day on $500,000, right? And then the next month you pay down a little bit and now it's maybe $498,000 and they charge you interest on that daily. Now, when you've got this savings account linked as an offset account, what you're able to do is have the bank look at what figure this is minus what figure this is, and then they charge you interest on that remaining amount. So in this case, if your loan amount's $500,000 and you've got $50,000 there, you've got $500,000 minus $50,000 as your offset account, right? So that's your offset. That would mean that the bank will charge you interest on $450,000 daily instead of $500,000. This is a huge, huge strategy that you can really use to really amplify how quickly you can pay down your loan, or at least take advantage of cheap debt and to be able to go and use that extra funding to now purchase more investments. If you want more details around how an offset account works versus say a redraw facility, you need to get onto the online course Confusion to Clarity, where I spend some time really understanding different mortgage types, different loan types, and how to take advantage depending on your situation. So where does the credit card come into this? Well, this is phase one, right? This is what I discovered early on and I said, oh my God, this is amazing, right? But then they also, I was with CBA and they said, well, as part of the wealth package, you also get a credit card. And I was like, well, I don't really want that because everyone told me that was bad. They said, oh, well, you're gonna get it anyway. Okay, right? And if it's just sitting there, I was like, well, I could use it, get some points. But there is something that's called interest-free period, okay? I'm gonna show you what that means. Okay, so basically, home loan, $500,000. We've got an offset account which is linked to it, so $50,000. So daily, we're getting calculated interest, right? Interest is getting calculated daily on $450,000. So with a credit card, when you get it, now different banks have different sort of policies around it, but most banks have a 55-day interest-free period. What that means is, if I was to make a purchase today on day one, and let's say that's made for $500. Now the thing is, because there's an interest-free period of 55 days, right? That means that as long as this account here is in the negative, right? For 54 days, I don't have to pay any interest on this, right? And let's say you get to day 54, right? And you now pay off this amount there. You will get charged $0 of interest because it's within the 55 days no interest period. Okay, so how do we take advantage of this? Now, we know that in most cases, people get paid on the monthly, right? So if I get paid monthly, right? If I get paid monthly, and let's say, for instance, that's, $3,000. Now, I could easily use the $3,000, and most people do this, is I'll get paid the $3,000 into this account, and then what I'll do is, as soon as I get paid $3,000 into there, I then use that money and pay down this straight away, right? Because I don't want debt. I don't want to have headaches around the fact that my credit card hasn't been paid off, that I may get charged a ridiculous amount on that. However, we have 55 days. So if you're really good with your money, at least know how to plan ahead. We do this, right? What we do is we're going to get paid this. And if it's an investment property, you also get rent, right? And all of this comes in, and let's say it's monthly, right? So that's 30 days. So every 30 days, I'm gonna get this amount of money come in, and it's gonna come and park itself here. Now, instead of paying down straight away the debt that I have in the credit card during the interest-free period, instead what I'll do is I'm going to set up an auto repayment where every time I've used debt or I've paid for something with my credit card, I then have an auto repayment system which pays the card automatically down for the remaining balance before it hits the interest period again. What I mean by that is, let's say we bought this in day one. Let's say we've occupied Ravi's strategy, which is I get paid, I put it all into my offset account. I'm not touching this. The only time this gets paid down is on day 54, which is during the interest-free period, which means I don't pay any interest. However, the reason I do this is because this amount that the bank charges interest on is daily, okay? Daily, which means The more I have in this account every single day is a reduction of how much interest I get charged from the bank. Because I'm going to get charged interest for this debt, and I'm going to get charged interest for this debt on my credit card, right? Now the credit card debt is like 12%, whereas the debt here is probably 2.5%. However, here we have to make our monthly repayments, so that's 30 days. Here we've got 54 days, right? So I would rather take advantage of paying with this and taking advantage of the extra 15, 20 days available to me where my money comes into here and I'm able to use that money and it goes into my offset account. It stays there for as long as it possibly can. The reason why most people don't use this strategy is because they don't know about it, number one, or number two, they actually don't know or haven't been taught around how to use this effectively and use the credit card debt effectively as well. This can be a really effective strategy for you to either reduce your debt very quickly and pay down your mortgage quicker, or to actually take advantage of using more cash flow play so that you can build up more of a cash flow basis to then go or a better equity position to then go and purchase more property and create real wealth. This is a strategy I personally use. I really love it. Hopefully it made sense. It's a video, so you can always go back to it. The fact is, a lot of these banks have different policies, so you should definitely go research before you go and do any of this. And if you're someone that doesn't really trust yourself with, credit cards and using money you have for dumb shit, well then don't do this, right? I mean, that's the only piece of financial advice I've got is don't buy dumb shit you can't afford to impress people you don't like. Simple as that. I've said that on the channel before. I'm not here to sort of go out and say, oh, look at me, I've got properties and things. I'm showing you that my goals are different to yours, and you may want to have 30 properties. I have no interest in that, right? But equally, if you only have an interest in maybe 3 to 4 properties because that hits your goals and is in line with your strategy, then that's what you should do, right? It's not about comparing to anyone. It's about knowing what you can do most efficiently for yourself so that you can take advantage of what's happening out there. You've obviously given me your time and I value that, and that's why I give out free content. If you're new here, definitely subscribe below. If you want more help, right? If you want to understand how to do this yourself, create your own strategy, have the right mindset to build incredible amounts of wealth with real estate, then definitely go down into the link in the description below and enroll in Confusion to Clarity online real estate course. Guys, thank you so much for watching all the way through. I know this is a video that you guys have been requesting a lot, so I've definitely made it here. If you want someone else to take advantage of this, maybe your parents, definitely go share this video with them. To set it up is actually really simple. Most banks actually know how to do this. So definitely go out there and take advantage for yourselves. I'll catch you guys in the next video. Thanks guys.